Imagine being called a fool your entire life, simply because you were too shy to speak up. In a bustling town, a hard-working merchant made a living by selling salt. He had 2 sons, one bold and confident, the other timid and hesitant. The younger son was loved by all, while the elder son, he was seen as weak, even useless. People mocked him, they tricked him, and worst of all, his own father saw him as a disappointment. But little did they know, this foolish young man would one day prove them all wrong. His father constantly scolded him, thinking harsh words would make him stronger. Instead, it shattered his self-esteem. His lack of confidence affected everything: his education, his future, and even his ability to help in the family business. One fateful day, while his father was away, some cunning men arrived at the shop. "Your father sent us," they lied. "We're here to collect all the salt sacks." Afraid to question them, the young man hesitated. And just like that, everything was gone. When his father returned, fury filled his eyes. "You fool," he roared. "You have ruined me! Get out and never come back!" Heartbroken and ashamed, the young man wandered to a riverbank, drowning in despair. "Maybe the world would be better off without me," he whispered. But just as he was about to jump, a stranger grabbed his arm. "Why would you throw your life away?" the young disciple asked. The young man's eyes filled with tears. "I am worthless. My father hates me. The world sees me as a fool. I have nothing left." The disciple smiled. "Come with me. My master can show you a different path." Hesitant but desperate, the young man followed him to a peaceful ashram, where a wise saint sat in deep meditation. As soon as he saw the saint, the young man broke down. "You are my last hope. If you cannot help me, I will end my life." The saint listened calmly, then spoke. "I have a solution, but only if you follow my instructions for 3 days. Do you accept?" For change, the young man nodded. On day 1, the saint said, "Speak to 10 strangers. Ask them about their lives and write down their answers." Terrified, the young man hesitated, but he tried. Some ignored him, others were rude, but he pushed through. By evening, he had done it. He returned, feeling something new: pride. On day 2, the saint said, "Teach 10 young children about the importance of water." "Me? But I'm not educated enough," the young man protested. The saint chuckled. "The children don't know that. Just share what you do know." Nervously, the young man began speaking. His voice trembled, his hands shook, but he kept going. Afterwards, he rushed back. "I was scared, but I did it." The saint smiled. "Try again." This time, the young man spoke with confidence. By the end of the lesson, his fear had disappeared. On day 3, the saint gave him the hardest challenge yet. "Go back to your father and ask for forgiveness." The young man froze. "No, he will never forgive me." The saint's voice was firm. "If you refuse, I will not reveal the final secret." Trembling, the young man returned home. He bowed before his father and humbly said, "Forgive me. I want to prove my worth." Seeing the transformation in his son, the merchant's anger melted. He gave him another chance. The young man rushed back to the saint. "Now, tell me the secret to success." The saint smiled. "You have already discovered it. Your biggest enemy was never your shyness. It was your fear. People see you as you present yourself. Even if you feel weak, act confident, and no one will doubt you." Tears filled the young man's eyes. "I understand now. I will never let fear control my life again." Years later, this same foolish young man became a wise and respected businessman. Confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we build. Even the shyest person can become strong if they choose to believe in themselves. Fear and self-doubt are our greatest enemies, but courage and persistence can change everything. He thought he was destined to fail. But by stepping beyond his comfort zone, he transformed his life. And so can you. Believe in yourself. Take small steps forward. You are stronger than you think.